If you know where to look, Oregon history can come to life in Oregon's great outdoors. Hi there, I'm Grant McComey, your host for Travel Oregon's Grant's Getaways. And this week we head to a hub for varied outdoor recreation, including hiking, cycling, camping, and clamming. But we also discover wonderful, rich Oregon history as we head underground at F.t Stevens State Park.
These look like clams right here.
There are so many reasons to visit F.t Stevens State Park.
Let's try that one.
Perhaps to dig a supper from the sea.
There you go.
Wow, that's what we're after.
Or catch a summer trophy from the Columbia estuary. Or take your home on the road for camping adventures. No doubt about it, F.t Stevens is made for the good times.
We've got over 4,000 acres to spread even our peak season crowds across. Plus we've got the beach and we've got 9 miles of paved trail and another 7 miles of nature trail.
But if you want to find the fort in F.t Stevens,
come on in.
Park Ranger John Koch says, step into the dark, take a stroll underground, and touch Oregon's military past on a free guided tour.
This whole area probably covers an acre and a half underground.
Battery Mishler is chilly, damp, and dimly lit.
Built into the walls so that if the power ever went out, they could still run as an operational battery with backup power. It would actually reflect that light down a particular pathway that the soldiers needed to utilize to get back and forth and do their job. They had this so well planned out.
Historian David Lindstrom says the Mishler battery was built in the 1890s to protect the mouth of the Columbia River.
Some strategists said if they got to Portland, they had a straight shot to Seattle if they wanted to, and they could go south if they wanted to. It's kind of could be viewed as a hub by the enemy.
Watch your head again, everything's very low. Now a lot of people will ask, well, were the soldiers a lot shorter back then? No. The ceiling up here gets a little lower, so watch your head.
Oh my gosh!
Look at this, huh?
Holy smokes!
So this is the gun pit.
A century ago, Battery Mishler's two 10-inch guns were open to the sky.
You're never going to see this anywhere else in the United States. Yeah, it's only here in Oregon.
Rare, never-before-seen film from the 1930s shows teams of men, 35 to each gun, during practice fire. The team worked efficiently as one unit.
It was choreographed. You had to be at your station for this task at this time. Nobody else could be there except you. And all that was figured out, choreographed, and practiced. Well, the concussion was amazing. The mortar battery would go off. The concussion would actually rip your pant leg. They didn't wear earplugs. You could just feel the pressure on your entire body.
You can really get a feel for what the grit of it was as a soldier here, you know. You can't duplicate this anywhere else. You can only get it here at F.t Stevens.
F.t Stevens was one of 24 U.S. coastal defense forts built in the late 1800s. Each was a significant statement to the world that the United States was a force to reckon with.
What we see here is a manifestation of the nation's effort to become a world power, an emerging world power, and how that developed. If you don't appreciate where your country came from, you're less likely to support your country now.
You're here for a camping weekend and you're enjoying the clamming tides, or you're taking a look out there at that wonderful beach we've got. You know, they step over here after a nice long bike ride and enjoy a little bit of history. So you're getting the best of everything that the state parks can offer.
The underground tour at F.t Stevens State Park is free and it occurs daily. You will have to buy a $5 daily parking permit, but the adventure is perfect for the family because you learn so much about Oregon history. We have all the details, directions, and the contact information right here on the Travel Oregon website, so be sure to check it out. Until next week, do get out here and explore the great Oregon outdoors and let Travel Oregon be your guide. For Travel Oregon, I'm Grant McComey.